History is merciless toward deception. No empire, however loud its claims or dazzling its displays, can endure the burden of its own lies. India stands as a vivid reminder of this truth, a nation where spectacle overshadows substance and propaganda substitutes professionalism. The recent failure of Operation Sindoor was not merely a military setback for India, it was the collapse of a carefully curated illusion. Each false claim, each stage-managed victory, only tightened the noose of untruth around its establishment. When reality falters, India's machinery of deception goes into overdrive, flooding the airwaves with inflated victories and fabricated triumphs. During the May 2025 conflict, Indian media erupted with boasts of decisive dominance over Pakistan. Screens blazed with graphics of imaginary PAF losses and phantom dogfights. Yet, as the smoke cleared, not a single shred of credible proof appeared. No satellite footage, no wreckage, no radar trail. Instead, what surfaced was the unmistakable stench of deceit. Beneath the rhetoric, the Indian military establishment was confronting a crisis of credibility, a moral and institutional decay long brewing within its politicized military hierarchy. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's watch, the line separating governance from propaganda has all but vanished. The Indian armed forces, once symbols of honor and restraint, now march to the rhythm of political ambition. The Indian Air Force, in particular, has been reduced to a prop in a nationalist theatre where optics matter more than outcomes. This pattern is not new. From Pulwama to Balakot, India's military leadership has perfected the art of illusion, launching operations not to achieve objectives, but to sustain a storyline. Operation Sindoor followed the same script. Triggered by a fabricated false flag in Pahalgam, New Delhi sought to display strength. Instead, it exposed weakness within its own military apparatus. Pakistan Air Force's response was swift, surgical, and staggering in its precision. Within hours, PAF jets neutralized India's offensive, destroying 7 fighter aircraft and a Heron UAV without losing a single one of their own. The following days cemented Pakistan's aerial supremacy. PAF platforms targeted India's command centers, jammed communication lines, and dismantled radar networks with pinpoint strikes. The blow that reverberated most across India's strategic circles came when PAF JF-17 Thunder annihilated the much-hyped S-400 system, the crown jewel of India's air defense. In a strike that left even Western analysts stunned, from the northern frontiers to the southern coasts, the skies belonged to Pakistan. Even the Indian capital, long considered untouchable, was shaken as PAF long-range drones pierced its defensive bubble, hitting strategic targets deep inside with chilling accuracy. And yet, in the face of undeniable defeat, the Indian Air Force chief appeared before the press, claiming to have shot down half a dozen Pakistani jets, a claim that collapsed under the simplest question: where's the proof? There was none. No radar data, no visual evidence, no wreckage, just words, hollow, rehearsed, and meant to console a restless domestic audience. In contrast, Pakistan Air Force maintained composure and credibility. Under the dynamic leadership of Air Chief Marshal Zahir Ahmed Babar Sidhu, PAF demonstrated that professionalism speaks louder than propaganda. Every claim made by Pakistan was backed by radar tracks, on-ground intelligence confirmation, and electronic signatures. The final tally, 7 Indian losses with no PAF casualties, was independently corroborated by global defense observers. Rather than inflating figures, PAF presented verifiable evidence to the international community, earning respect for its transparency and integrity. In an era defined by disinformation, Pakistan Air Force's discipline became its most formidable weapon. As South Asia teeters once again on the edge of escalation, one lesson stands tall above all others. Propaganda may arouse passions, but it cannot win wars. Real strength lies not in rhetoric, but in resolve, not in illusion, but in integrity. While India's military continues to stage managed narratives for domestic consumption, Pakistan Air Force etches its story in the skies. With precision, professionalism, and purpose. The fog of falsehood lifts, one truth remains unchallenged. Illusion may dazzle for a moment, but it is precision, rooted in honest leadership and military discipline, that defines the victors of history.